Okay, chapter 21 is our last chapter of summer, according to Humphrey. Chapter 21, The End and the Beginning. The next day was blissful and relaxing. I missed Lovey and maybe even Jake in the nature center. But when my friends returned from their nature hike, they were very excited because they'd seen Lovey in a tree. I was quite happy and content and managed to doze all through dinner that night. Right after dinner, the counselors came into the rec room and woke me up with all their chatter. They behaved in a very peculiar way that night. First of all, they all put on strange costumes, crazy wigs, false noses, funny hats. They looked silly, silly, silly. Mrs. Wright seemed completely ridiculous, wearing a pink and blue wig and a clown suit. She kept her whistle, though. Nurse Rose was dressed like a little girl with a lollipop. Miss Mack and Counselor Katie were dressed like old ladies, which they were not. They laughed and joked and generally acted more like kids than counselors. Aldo, wearing an out-of-control white wig, fake nose, huge glasses, and a white coat like doctors wear, carried Og and me into the dining hall. "You guys won't want to miss this," he said. The campers roared with laughter when they saw the ridiculous-looking counselors, and they went wild when Hap Holloway came out dressed like the Howler, wearing ragged clothes with a white beard hanging to his waist and long white hair that reached his shoulders. "It's time for the Counselor's Choice Awards," Hap announced. Then, one by one, they presented the goofiest awards you ever heard of. Gail, who still loved to giggle, was named the funniest camper, and AJ was the loudest camper. "Thanks," he bellowed when he came on stage to accept his prize, a whoopee cushion, which makes very rude noises. Miranda received the prize for the most likely to become a counselor. I'd like to go to her camp someday. Saya had the best smile, and Kayla was the best sleeper. Abby got a prize for the naughtiest camper, and everyone cheered. Naturally, Sam got an award for itchiest camper. Noah got the Nature Lovers Award. Brad was very proud to be the most improved camper, which was true, and Simon was happy to be named the loudest burper, an award he deserved. The awards went on and on until I think everybody had received something. Then Hap said there was just one award left, most popular, and this year the counselors couldn't decide, so it was a tie. I was waiting to hear who the lucky campers were when Miss Mack picked up my cage and Kitty picked up Og's tank and carried us to the stage. "The winners are Humphrey and Og," Hap announced. "We received special treats, the best kind, the kind you can eat," and again the crowd went wild. The noise got so out of control Mrs. Wright had to use her whistle to quiet things down again. Suddenly Hap seemed a lot more serious. "I have to say this has been one of the best sessions ever at Camp Happy Hollow," he said. "I learned a lot from all of you, and now that it's about to end, I just hope you'll all be back again next year." Camp was about to end, just the way school had? I wasn't just surprised. Wasn't just that. I was sick, sick, sick. It was bad enough that school had ended and I wasn't in room 26 anymore. Now camp was ending too? Isn't there anything a hamster can count on to last? When they all sang the Camp Happy Hollow song, I felt so miserable. I just crawled into my sleeping hut, even though I knew I'd never sleep. I spent that night with the Blue Jays, since they had won the competition for best all-around team. They exchanged addresses and phone numbers and emails and were a little quieter than on the other nights I'd stayed there. Just before lights out, AJ came over to my cage. "Humphrey Dumpty, don't worry. I'm sure we'll see each other again." I crossed my paws and hoped so. I hoped so all night long. In the morning, Og and I watched from the rec room window as a line of cars drove up to the camp. Car doors opened, and out came moms and dads and little brothers and sisters. Parents and campers carried suitcases, boxes, backpacks, and duffel bags from the cabins to the cars. Some of my friends came in to say goodbye. Miranda and Abby, Ty and AJ, and surprisingly even Brad. Gail came in by herself, and she had gifts for Og and me. "I made these friendship bracelets in arts and crafts," she said, holding up two colorful woven bands. "I was going to give one to my mom and one to Heidi, but I changed my mind. I'll make new ones for them. I want you to have these." "Thanks, thanks, thanks," I said, and Og splashed happily. "I made a lot of new friends here," Gail said as she taped one bracelet to the front of Og's cage and wove the other one in and out of the bars in my cage. "But you'll always be my special friends." As she turned to leave, she told us, "I'll tell Heidi hello from you." She hurried back outside, and after much hugging and many farewells, doors slammed and cars pulled away, leaving the camp almost unbearably quiet. "Was it just a dream, Og?" I asked my neighbor, who was floating lazily in the watery part of his tank. "It went so fast." He didn't answer. He didn't have to. A camp alive with fun-loving kids wasn't a dream. Now it was a memory. Later, Miss Mack came in to check on us. "Why are you two looking so gloomy?" she asked. "Your work isn't finished yet. Tomorrow a new group of campers arrive for the next session of camp." "What?" I squeaked. Boing, boing, Og twanged. Miss Mac laughed. Summer's not over yet, she said, and neither is camp. This was the best news I'd heard since the end of school. The counselors had a quiet dinner in the dining hall. When Og and I were alone again, I looked out at the moonlit camp. If I went to the very top of my cage, I could see a silvery sliver of the lake lavender. You know what, Og, I said, camp is great because we get to help our friends and have lots of fun. He splashed gently in response. But the best part is we get to be together, I continued. Og leaped out of the water, and goodness, I thought he'd popped the top off his tank. Boing, 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 boing. We stayed alone in the rec room that night, but I really couldn't sleep because the words of the camp song kept running through my head, and as I sang them softly to myself, I changed the words just a little. Happy Hollow, a place close to my heart. Happy Hollow, I loved it from the start. Every day I wake up with so much to do, having fun with Og and that bunny foo-foo. I'll remember forever my new friend Goldenrod. Love you too, and Jake, but he's rather odd. Though I don't know where I'll be in days that follow, I'll remember happy days at Happy Hollow. Note to self, good things unfortunately end, but then you have a good memories forever and ever. Humphrey's top 10 things to pack for camp. 1. Earplugs, just in case somebody has a whistle. 2. Stickers, because you never know when you'll need one or more. 3. A good book, some cards, or a game for a rainy day. 4. A cage for protection, though preferably a cage with a lock that isn't locked so you can get out. Lotion for poison ivy, which I hope hamsters don't get. 6. An interest in learning new things like horseback riding, swimming, and canoeing. 7. A good cook like Maria, who is generous with treats. 8. Rope for tying knots because it looks like fun. 9. A spirited adventure, you'll need it. 10. A friendly attitude, you'll make new friends, which is what camp is all about. Bonus item, bongo drums if your camp allows them. And that is the end of Summer according to Humphrey. The next book is called School Days according to Humphrey.